Hey, guess what? This is my lazy vlog. I'm sure we can all agree that 2016 has been a pretty terrible, terrible year, especially for celebrities. So, specifically celebrity passings, with the most recent, of course, being my computer trying to talk to me, but with the most recent being George Michael and Carrie Fisher. And I'm gonna talk about that a little bit here because my mind is thinking, and that's always the time to talk. So I am fairly positive that Carrie Fisher is the kind of person who would not want people to be all serious and melancholy about her passing. I have seen on many occasions her sense of humor, her making jokes about herself even. And so I feel like she's the kind of person that would want you to, be happy or make a joke or just not be sad, you know what I mean? And so I was talking to somebody earlier today, shortly after I found out that she passed, and I made a joke about it. I don't remember what the joke was, but I made a joke about it, and somebody else overheard that joke and got all offended and got all upset and was like, "Excuse me, be respectful. Somebody just died." And I was like, "Apologies, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend," and all that. But it got me thinking, when I die, that's what I want. I wouldn't want anybody to be sad. I don't want any. If you're sad about my passing, then that would be an insult to everything that my life stood for. So, because my entire life, most of my life, I've dedicated to making people happy and cheering people up and trying to give people a break from the suckitude that is our reality. And so being sad about my passing would be counterproductive to everything my life stands for. So I would want people to be making jokes about me, and I would want there to be jokes about me going, I don't know, going to Neverland, going back to Neverland with the Lost Boys or something. I don't know. It's hard to make jokes about yourself. Think of something I want to hear. I mean, like, when I'm dead, I might not be here to hear the joke. Well, I don't know. That depends on what you believe about an afterlife. But I want to hear the jokes. So think of something funny, if you care to, and leave it in a comment. A joke you might make about me dying. Because that's legitimately what I would want. When I die, if you're watching this right now, take note. Because, I'm not going to die tomorrow. I might die tomorrow. But when I do die, I want people making jokes about it. At the funeral, no serious talk. Jokes. Nothing but jokes about Lost Boys and Neverland and Peter Pan and all that. I would consider it disrespectful if you were serious and melancholy and sad and depressed. So, there. Be funny. And I want to hear it. So think of something funny that you might say at my funeral. Or on Facebook the day after, or something. Think of something, a funny joke you might say, and put it in the comments, because I want to hear what you got. I want to hear what the jokes would be. So, I don't know, just thinking about stuff. I had a couple people tell me that, because I made a post about this on Facebook earlier, and somebody told me that they hadn't thought about their own death until I made that post, and it's like, well, sorry if I made you contemplate your own mortality, but we are all going to die. And how do you want to be remembered? I want to be remembered for bringing happiness and laughter into this world. And if my life or my death is not something that can be joked about, then my life is not fulfilled. So, there. Yeah, now I'm all thinking about all the things that I will hope that I accomplish before my passing. And on that, I'm going to go get back to work on the big because whenever I hear about like somebody dying, I always think about a quote from a movie, because that's what I relate things to. I relate things to movie quotes or TV show quotes or whatever. My brain has a funny way of connecting things like that. And so I'm sitting here thinking about how I'm still writing scripts and working on things and side projects that are not movie stuff that are taking a backseat and I've been working on for years that are, because they're not a top priority, they end up haven't gotten finished even though I've been working on them for years. I'm looking over there at my guitar amp talking about other music specifically. But so in there was a Star Trek movie, Star Trek Nemesis. I'm a nerd. Is it on it? Do I have it? I don't. First Contact, Insurrection, Star Trek '09. I know I have Star Trek Nemesis, but it's not up here. Might have. I don't know. I'll find it. Don't worry about my DVD. Anyway, so in that movie, there's a line about how we leave so many things unfinished in our lives. I think it was the Picard clone saying that to Picard in a rare dramatic moment. And I hope I don't leave too many things unfinished. I hope I get all of my things finished. That's my greatest fear about dying, is dying with unfinished business. Because then I come back as a ghost, and I'm stuck here for all eternity because I can't operate computers or cameras or play guitars while I'm dead. And so I'm stuck here without unfinished business, just haunting people until eternity. That's my biggest fear. Like, I'm not afraid to die. I'm afraid that what my death will affect, how my death will affect the people that I care about. Which is why I'm saying, don't be sad. Don't cry. Make a joke. Make a joke. Okay? Okay, then. I'm really not afraid to die. It's not something I'm afraid of. I have beliefs in things, and that makes me okay with it. Well, I'm not getting into that right now, though. Free hugs. I'm wearing a free hug shirt because the teddy bear's name is Hugs. And we must free him. That's a good sentiment. I like that. I like that. What was I saying? Speaking about unfinished business, update. I am still in the process of scripting my series, The Darkest Timeline. We are planning to move into production with that in February. And I have been given the goal of having all the scripts for season 1 done by mid-January, which it might be doable. I still have a couple more scripts to write. Math. Let's see. I just finished episode 7, and there are 11 episodes in season 1. So that's where I'm at in the scripting process. I think I can hunker down and finish the last few episodes before I'm going to try to do it before the end of the year. That's probably not going to happen. But I don't know. Who knows? I could do it maybe. But so that's where we're at. And then once I'm finished with that, I'm going to start casting, and I'm going to start. Several of the roles have already been cast. There you go. There's another piece of update for you. Several of the roles have already been cast, and several of the locations have already been planned out. A lot of the general feel of this has already been done because it's based off a short film that we did last year. So this is going to be a cool project. And if you would like to support this project, please, you can do so by visiting the Patreon page. Because it's going to be a cool, big project I'm going to be very proud of and happy of. And I'm really excited for it, and I can't wait for everybody to see what is happening with it. I can't wait for everybody to see it. But, so that's where I visit my Patreon page and help with that, and for support and things. And 9.5 minutes, I'm going to go. Hey, guess what? This was my lazy vlog.